Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Create with Dee. I'm Dee Slater, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Welcome to either my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. Wherever you're watching from, thank you for doing so. As always, if there's anything in this video that in class that you found that you liked, please do give it a heart, give it a like, and please comment and let me know where you're watching from and if you've ever tried this fun fold before. Well, today we are going to make a fun fold that's called a double gatefold, or I've also seen it called the up, down, up card. And you may notice that I have a rubber band on there. That's because it needs it to keep it closed until I reveal. But I'll give this just a few minutes for everybody to get notification that I am live. While we're waiting on that, I will remind everybody that if you had any bonus day coupons, to make sure that you are keeping an eye on the date. You have until the end of August to redeem your $5 coupon. Hi, Linda. Thanks for saying hi. So make sure that you're using your coupon so that your $5 doesn't go to waste. I kind of think of that as applying towards the shipping, right? So it's $5 off of your shipping that you have this month. Also going on, and we're going to highlight a lot of this during the class here today, through the rest of the month of August, there is a designer series paper sale going on where you can save 15% off of select designer series paper. And I thought I would just give you a little glance of what that is up close, because maybe not everybody, gets paper shares or that you see all of it. But these are the ones that are on sale this month. I don't have a sample sheet, but the Bright and Beautiful designer paper, the Countryside Inn, and you'll see a sample here in just a little bit on that. Country Lace. Oops, getting a lot of shine on this. Country Woods is on sale. So most of these are going to be, I think, like $10.50 is what they're going to be. Full of Life, for those that like bright and colorful. The Lily Pond. Mediterranean Blooms. Again, this is just giving you a little sample of what some of the papers in the pack look like. This is Take to the Sky. Thoughtful Journey. To Market. Unbound Beauty. I could use this every day of the week. These are so my colors. And what we're going to be using today is the Wildly Flowering. I thought this paper that's on sale kind of lends itself to the time of the year where we're thinking more of fall tones. So there we go. All right, so let me put these off to the side. All right, so today what we're going to do is we are going to make, again, what's known as a double gatefold, or it's also known as the up, down, up fun fold. And here's what it's like. Oh my goodness. It is such a mantle card. And by mantle card, what I mean is that this is when somebody gets your card, or that you hand deliver it, that it's meant to be displayed and enjoyed. And so definitely when they get this card, it's going to prop up and they're going to enjoy it. And then you can put your note, personal note on the back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the tips and tricks that I had in making this fun fold. It looks complicated. It's just a couple of tricks to make this work, but I have been going crazy making it. So watch until the end of the video, or if you're watching the replay, after you see the measurements and you want to fast forward to the end to see all of the samples, you can. But it is an addictive fun fold, and I welcome you all to try. In fact, I'm going to have over on my Create with Dee Facebook page, later on today, I'm going to have a post that'll say, like, show me your version of it. And under the comments, you can share your picture of this up, down, up card, or the, double gatefold card that you tried. And we'll do a little door prize drawing on it. Okay, so let's get started here with this. And before I do want to mention that my August host code is this. So if you do place an order with me the month of August, that you're going to get this really cute pack of embellishments. And I chose this one because it's nice and kind of fallish and kind of goes this time of the year through winter. And this is called the Adhesive Back Swirl Dots, and I'm going to be using that here today. All right. Let's go ahead and we'll get started making this funfold. All right, let me turn the camera around and we'll go to town on it. All right, so here are the measurements that we're going to need here today. We're going to need, for the base of the cardstock, we're going to need a 9.5 by 5.5. And it's going to be scored from both ends at 1.5 and 2 5/8. And we're going to go through this together. I'm going to score this with you. And then we're also going to need the same color of cardstock. This is all the base of 10 5/8 by 3. And it's going to be scored from either end along the long side of 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. For the designer paper, it's really nice because you know what, we're using about half a sheet of a 12 by 12, so it really maximizes our designer paper. We're going to need a 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to need 4 panels. Now these can be different panel out of the paper, and we'll talk about that when we make it. 4 at 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. We're going to need 4 designer paper, 1 7/8 by 2 3/4. And if you want an optional 4 by 1 to put on the back of it. For the basic white cardstock, this will be for our stamping elements, for the basic stamping elements. For the back of the card, a 4 by 5 1/4. And for the inside of the card, 1 7/8 by 2 1/4. You'll notice that that size there is the same as our designer paper up there. Okay, and you can always pause the video and double check those measurements if you'd like. Okay, so what I thought I would share with you is that this takes one sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So when you go to maximize the cut along the 8.5 side, go ahead and cut your 5.5 first, and then cut this down to 9.5. And then magically, this leaves a 3-inch section. And then you trim this down to our 10 5/8. So you have just a little bit of scrap left over, but that's how you'll want to cut your cardstock. All right, let's do some scoring. And I have some tips along the way here. Move some of my stuff to get to my scoring. I'm going to use my Simply Scored. Of course, you can use your trimmer if you'd like. So go ahead and do this. So this is our 5.5 by 9.5, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch and 2 5/8 from both ends. For the stylus, I like, if you're using this, I like to use the smaller ball on the end of it. So we're going to score, oops, this one bracelet is going to drive me bonkers, at 1/2 inch. Whoops, get this here. And then flip it over and do the 1/2 inch on here. To make it fold the best, at this point, flip your paper, and we're going to score the second measurement on the opposite side at 2 5/8. So here's the 1/2 inch mark, go 1 notch over is the 2 5/8. Turn it around since it's the 2 5/8 from either end, and we'll do that. Okay, so put that off to the side. Now we're going to score the smaller one. This is the 3 by 10 3 5/8. I've done this several times. Like I said, I'll show you all of my samples at the end. If you wanted to, you could score this at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4 from both sides. But what I found for the layout, I do my own folding here at the 2 1/8. So I'm going to score from both ends 4 1/4. And I'll kind of show you why here in just a second. But if you wanted to, you could sew score all of those. Okay, 4 1/4. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my sample again. I'm going to do the smaller one here first on it to as far as the, or no, let's do the larger ones. Okay, so this is the card base. And the tip for scoring and folding wear is, see how this is raised? We want to fold inward on the raise. So when we score it, we have a depression, and then the opposite side has a little raised. That's the side we want to use to score or to fold. So I'm folding into that. Now here's my tip number 1 on this. Let me just bring this in. In order to try to get our panels to match as close as possible, I'm going to show you my first one that I did. Look how cute this is. But if you notice here, my seam doesn't match exactly. It doesn't really matter because when they open it up, it's going to be like this. But if you want the seam to match, I'm going to show you my tips to it. And then also you'll notice here, this does not line up. And this happened to me almost every time that I did this scoring. So that's why I'm going to show a little extra tip to this. Okay. So after this is the 2 5/8, we're going to fold this in and take your bone folder and kind of pull it inward. Okay. So this will just kind of give us, we're creasing the lines, but it's kind of also giving us that little extra that we need to make those gate folds match. Okay. So the same thing, I'm kind of pushing it towards the center. All right. So these little flaps are going to fold out. And the same thing, now push away a little bit. And fold those the opposite direction and fold away. So not too bad, from this point. So we're going to get this. And now when I put that together, that's a nice, those seams lined up nicely. And it's so strange how just that little bit of a push really helps bring those two edges together. Now here's my tip on the center fun fold that we have on it. What I like to do is go ahead and the same thing. I'm going to fold this inward and push it, then fold this in here and push that in. Because again, I'm going to show here, in order for the edges to line up perfectly, we have, well, the reason why they don't is like, you can see that there's like a fold on a fold on a fold. And every time we do that, we kind of lose a little bit, like maybe a 16th or a 32nd of the measurements. So what I like to do is take this, and I'm folding this away, and I'm going to match it up to the edge. That way I am not losing any of that extra fold on fold. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Again, if you want to, on your first one that you try, if you want to go ahead and do the scoring, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so like it's going like this. So now this one is going to go away. Oops. But what I want to do on this one, okay, so here's the right side. Go ahead and tuck that in. Wrap this around, get a nice score line or get a nice fold on it. And again, so it lines up perfectly when we put this in, fold this back. It gets a little tricky. It might crease a little bit, but we're going to cover it up with designer paper, so don't worry about that. And now when we put this down, the edges line up nice and pretty. So this is how I like to do it, so that when I know that it's closed, because here's this kind of, upside down U shape that we're doing, or I should say like a YW. When we put it together, this makes like a little booklet like that to fold over. So again, this is how I did this. So when it puts together, it's like such. Okay, if you can do this, perfect. We're ready to go. All right, so let's do some decorating now. So that's the basic on the base. We're going to need a piece of our designer paper. Again, this is a 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to need 4 panels of the 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and you can mix and match however that you like it, but we're going to need 4 of those. And then we're going to need 4 panels of the smaller designer paper measurements. 2 of them are going to be the same as what you have for the inside, and then the other 2 can coordinate with, you know, one of your panel options that you have. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some gluing. I'm going to get my liquid glue, and again, I'm going to kind of fold it to make sure that that's the side that you like. And if you want to, you can even switch it to see if that lines up better, but that was the way I had it. So this is my right side. All right, so here's my panels, and you can pick whichever one that you want, but whoops, that one doesn't even look good. I think that was my end on one of mine, and they might need to trim one of these, but you can pick whatever pattern that you like that might showcase the paper the best. And I'm going to put this right here. I might have to go and trim. Maybe that one's off. I think it was. This one's off a lot. Throw that one away. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and I'll do this one over here. Okay, so they get the highlights on either end. So opposite ends get the same designer paper. And then pretend I have one more of these. So there'd be 2 of them. And we're going to put this. So the other panels are going to go on the next 2 closest ones. And I'm going to pretend I have that one. And then we can go ahead and take one of those pieces or get the basic white that's the same of 1 7/8 by 2 3/4, and you can stamp a coordinating image on it for a sentiment. So our time here today, I thought I'd go ahead and have the stamped elements already done so that we can concentrate on the fun fold. All right, so we've got that one. I'm going to set that off to the side. Now let's do our card base. Again, we want to have a busy pattern on the back here. And this is great because you can really use up either scraps of your designer paper, or if you have a sheet or 2 left, I'm trying to figure out which side. I think that's up or right side up. I'm going to put that there. Okay, so we'll decorate that. We want to do our panel decorations first. And now I have these 2. I want these to be the same, or no, I want to use the inside panels here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That way it just kind of highlights, or like you can, if you want, you can put all of the patterns on it. On the inside, and again, I'm going to show you lots of samples and different variations of this. And put that on here. So the 2 that I have that are coordinating, you do the 2 coordinating ones on the inside. We'll get that down. And then I'm going to flip it over. This will be what would be the back side of it, or the front side. So this is the pattern I'm putting here. All right, so again, I'm going to make sure that I have it going in the right direction. You can make this busy or not busy. It's just kind of up to you, however you want to do it. Put that one on here. So lots of decorating spots for our designer paper. And like I said, I hope that you give this a try. It's not as hard as what you might think on it, and it's definitely a wow. Okay, so here's how this looks right now. Now the last thing that we need to do is put on our center panel here. And if you notice on the sample that, whoops, I just took a bead off. You don't see this. So we need to trim this away, and we're just going to keep a little tab that's going to attach our inside fun fold. So I've done this, like I said, several times, and my favorite way and the most successful way that I have to do it is we're going to open this up, and we're actually going to glue this. We're going to glue just the center panel. This is the one with the stamped image, or the main focal point when you open it up. We're going to glue all this back panel, and we're going to center it in the center of this panel, of the inside panel. I like to definitely use liquid glue here, because that'll allow you time to have a little wiggle room if you need to readjust it. So that would be my tip. And we can go ahead and close this. And I'm going to put my head over the top here to try to make sure I get this centered. Okay. And we're going to open it up. And then this gives you another chance to make sure that it's straight. And I think that looks pretty good. All right. All right, so that's going to be how it opens up. It's already taking shape here. What we want to do is we're going to cut off this extra tabs. Kind of think of it as if when we're making boxes, we have tabs that we cut off. It's that same idea. So I'm going to grab a pen. You can grab a pencil if you'd like. And we're going to make a little mark on the top and bottom of each of our 3-inch strips. It doesn't matter how bright it is or how dark it is. We're going to cut this all away. All right, so here's what that looks like on either end. Now we're going to get our snips, and we're going to make that tab that I showed. I'm going to just kind of push that off to the side. We're going to go on the inside towards the center of our mark. So you can go 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, whatever that you want. And then we're going to cut along the score line. Same thing on the other side. All of this is going to be hidden, so you don't have to worry about it being the exact same distance. And we'll get that cut off. Okay. Now we'll flip that around and we'll do the other side. Again, we're just going to come in 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, just kind of guesstimate, no big deal on it. And I'm going to do the same thing, follow your score line. You can cut it first or afterwards, it doesn't matter. All right, so then now it's time to kind of check it before we put adhesive. When I have this open and laying flat, you want to just make sure that you do not see any of the tabs. And if you do, you just come back and you trim a little more off. All right, so now what I like to do is take our tear and tape, because we want a nice strong tab here. Liquid glue would be fine too. You just need to give it a little second for it to set. Just for the video, I'm going to go ahead and do the tear and tape. This is all going to be covered, so it doesn't matter anyways. Okay, got the tear and tape down. Get that adhesive pulled off. Just do one at a time so you don't inadvertently get it down. All right, so now this is going to go completely flat, and that's going to pick up on that end. We'll open up the other side and do the other one. And then we're almost ready for the moment of reveal to see if all of my tips paid off. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, so here we go. Yay. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we'll close it. And everything's lining up perfectly. So those are my tips. Again, push these in, do the fold the way I have, and you'll have success. Now, as you see, like there's a lot of layers. This is going to want to come open. This will be fine when you go to mail it, and when they take it out, it'll instantly start to open. But again, it's a mantle card, and you know that's what they want to see. If you would want to put a belly band on it, tie a ribbon, you could, but really I just like that it's going to pop right open. All right, so that's the basic layout of it. Now let's finish doing some decoration, and then I'll show you all of the samples. So I use the country birdhouse to make my little accessories and the stamped elements for this particular one. Oh, thank you so much for the heart and the love and everybody. Oh, I'm glad you liked the card. And let's go ahead and we'll glue this panel onto the back. And here's where that optional 1 by 4 inch strip can come into play. Because I really think that, you know, someone has this maybe on a kitchen island or, you know, a hallway table or something that might be, you know, or, you know, a sofa table that you'd see the front and back. The back is just as pretty as the front this way. And let's go ahead and we're going to put on some of our embellishments ahead of time from that same bundle, the Country Birdhouse. I've got a cute little bird and some of the flowers, and I've colored those ahead of time. And we're just going to add a little more to the front of the card. All right, let's see. I've got my mini dimensionals and my regular size dimensionals. And I used a stitch circle and embossed it with the Timber 3D to kind of give it that wood look to it. And that was in Crumb Cake. Put this. You could put another sentiment on the front, you know, coordinating images or just some bling. Okay, so I've got these 2 flowers here. I'm going to grab the mini dimensionals. If you don't have mini dimensionals, that's okay. Just go ahead and trim down some of your regular size dimensionals. So I've got the bird on the back. I've got the little flowers colored with the, you know, the coordinating colors that are in this particular designer paper. And let's see, I'm going to put a little flower down here below. And then we'll put some bling or put some of these adhesive back gems on it. So there's my little bird, and get some more dimensionals. Oops, get my normal size. That was weird. And we do this. And when you put your front on or any of your embellishments, you'll just want to make sure that, you know, when you have it closed, that there's, you know, that it looks like that. So when they have it opened, it's there. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll put some of our gems. These are, again, the adhesive back swirl dots that will be free with your $40 order when you use the host code with me this month. Kind of show that. You get a full pack of that. They're so versatile with, I think, the upcoming seasons. You know, so we can just put a little more, put some bling. Let's see, where do we want it? It's kind of some random, kind of to tie back in some of that wood on it. Let's see, I like the light one here. Let's add a little earthiness to everything. Put one up here. And kind of just go to town with however you'd like to do it. We can come back here on the back side. Again, add some more of our gems. I'm all about using up my gems. All right, just some ideas on that. All right, so this is the, yes, it does. It's so cute with it decorated on the front. All right, so this is our project here for for the day, or for the week, I should say. Again, if you'd like this, please give it a thumbs up, give a comment, possibly even, share it with a couple of your friends if you think that they would like it. Now let's look at some of the other ones that I was just going crazy with. I couldn't wait to try. Here's again, I just kind of mixed and matched what, I don't have the absolute coordinating stamp set that goes with that, but just find whatever other stamp set that you want to use with it. So here's like the different look. Have some of the butterfly accents on this one. So just giving you lots of ideas. So same paper, 2 different looks, a happy birthday and a hello friend. Speaking of friends, here's this one. Again, this was my first one. And this is just the coordinating bundle with the suite of products. Thinking of you, so bright and cheerful. Letting a friend know that I love them. We have that one. Here's another, and all of these designer papers here at First are going to be on sale this month. Here's what is this one? This one's the Countryside Inn. Love it. And then just whatever gems that you'd like to do. Here's the Lily Pond Lane. I love how this one turned out. Hello, friend. Got the 2 little ducks. Here, if like when you get your dies, like this is the real one, with the things, but because it needed a friend, I just flipped it over. So this doesn't show all of the detail, but you can still just do the reverse. Hello, friend. On the back side. Like I said, grab your designer paper and see, and just have fun with making this all. Let's see, this is Take to the Sky. I did not have the plain bundle with it, but I did have the Gone Fishing, and this one's going to my dad. So glad you're my dad. And then Best Ever Dad. So, again, you don't have to have all of the coordinating stamp sets. Just kind of use what you have. Here's our Perennial Lavender. Now on the next few, what I wanted to show you, and with this one as well, as you can see, I did not put any embellishment on the front of it. It's just letting the designer paper do the work, a few little embellishments on it. And again, when it's opened up, it still looks so pretty. And then without any additional images here, your eyes go immediately to the sentiment that you have on the center. So that's the back of that one. Now the next paper is not on sale, but if you wanted to get started on your Christmas, here's another one. This is the Season of Green and Gold, Specialty Designer Series paper. Those of you that took my class, you might have some extra paper left. This could be another one that you could add to your repertoire. And on here, if you notice, what I did is I did not mix up or alternate the paper that you see here. I went and did the same paper all on the background. So you can do that too. You don't have to always mix it up if you really want to showcase all of the same designer paper on this. And then here's this on the back. All right, let me turn the camera around. So like I said, and as you can see here, I went a little cray-cray with all of these. And especially with the designer paper sale going on, why not take advantage of that and just make a great big assortment of different types of cards. And if you notice here, these kind of store flat. So if you did want to make some in advance, you could so do that and just store them flat. I'm going to put this one here on the top. So all sorts of fun. All right, so also that for those of you on my team, the Beautiful Stampers, this is going to be our team project of the month. So either whether you are coming tonight for the team meeting in person. I'm going, or obviously not everybody lives close. And so you'll get your team packet in the mail, but we're going to use some of the new holiday catalog paper that I have in. And for those of you that follow me on Facebook and everything, after the team has a chance to see it and everything, I'll share with you some of the new paper on that. So as demonstrators, it's always fun because we get to take advantage of the pre-order. So if that sounds like something you'd like, I totally welcome you to join my team as well. All right. As always, if there's anything in this video that you liked, please do give it a thumbs up, give it a heart, wherever you're watching from, leave a comment. And most of all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.